to the public session.
I'll move.
I will second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Pledge allegiance.
Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I will start with the President's report. We just came from our opening day ceremony where we welcomed our new staff, honored our staff members who have been with us for 25 years, and had the opportunity to listen to a wonderful keynote address from Dr. Yang Zhao. We, as a board, are always appreciative of the opportunity to learn alongside our amazing faculty. Our faculty will be continuing their professional development tomorrow before our school doors open to welcome our kids back on campus Wednesday morning. Many of our student athletes are already back practicing, and we look forward to hearing about their seasons and hopefully even to be able to watch them compete. Good luck, really, athletes. We're rooting for you. As we welcome our students back to school on Wednesday, we know it's not the pandemic-free world we were all hoping for, but we are all committed to a safe and wonderful school year. Over the next few weeks, everyone's email boxes will be full, I'm sure, of communications from teachers, administrators, the PTA, and other organizations. Please read them. We will keep you apprised of any changes or new information or guidance from the state or other governing bodies as quickly as possible. So to our new families, welcome, and to everyone else, welcome back. We're very excited for the 2021-2022 school year.
My turn?
Okay. Thank you, Hillary. So let's move into the superintendent's report. I'd like to thank our Board of Education, our central office team, and our PTA for helping support the logistics of this morning and for your comments, Peggy and Hillary, around opening and motivating our staff. They were very much appreciated, and we are so grateful for your partnership and your support.
Okay, so on the agenda today, and this is usually a briefer meeting than we would usually have when we meet at night for the business meeting, because we are in the middle of our opening process. I do want to share on the agenda tonight, there's 3 considerations for approval. The first is the district code of conduct. If approved tonight, will be sent to our families tomorrow. The second is our safety plan, and the third is our continuity of learning plan, which has all the information that we've been presenting to our parents, memorialized in a comprehensive document. And what will happen is throughout the year, I'll update this document based on guidance that's received, and as our seasons progress in athletics, and it'll be located on our website, but we will be pushing this out to the community tomorrow if approved today. I do want to provide some COVID updates. So as we know, the Delta variant is much more contagious than the coronavirus that we were dealing with last September. And so we have a lot of procedures in place to mitigate the spread of the virus within the context of our schools. I sent an email to our families, even though we made this decision before the New York State Health Department, we will be wearing masks inside. That is probably one of the most effective ways that we will stop the spread. We will have assigned seats in our classes, K through 12, assigned seating on our buses, temp screening for all students, daily screening for unvaccinated students and staff, follow our COVID cleaning protocols, and make sure that we have 7-foot distances while our kids are leaving lunch inside. We're going to continue with band outside, and we had talked about, and we will continue allowing our students at the high school to walk off. Right now we're considering testing for our staff and students and coming up with some kind of program that our families will have access to, and we'll share more information with you at our next regularly scheduled meeting of what our thinking is around how to support testing for our community. But again, the best way for us to stop the spread is by students wearing masks and participating in regular hand washing activities. I do want to share as well as our vaccination information, so I just want to reiterate we are in the process of collecting this information. This is the first day our staff is back. Many of them are logging in for the first time and uploading their OPERU data. I will have better information by Wednesday of how many staff that we have vaccinated in our district. But you can see how many have responded to our request to upload their vaccine cards into Operu. And you can also see our vaccination numbers at Greeley, Seven Bridges, and Robert Bell Middle School. If we have a high number of students vaccinated at Greeley, which I anticipate that we will, and we'll have a better understanding of this after school starts, I will recommend we make some adjustments to allow our students to attend sporting events based on that vaccination number, but I would like to wait to have that data before I make a decision, but I could make a shift as early as Thursday or Friday. I know there's been a lot of questions about the district, whether or not we can mandate vaccines, whether we can mandate testing for staff who aren't vaccinated. The governor's office has shared that they would be making a decision on this, but then there's sharing that they can't make a decision on this. So what this means for us is that at our next meeting, I will have a plan for you when I have an accurate understanding of what our actual vaccination numbers are, of how we will move forward as a district. I do want to just reiterate, and we will be sending this out tomorrow, what our procedures are if individuals are symptomatic. If students are unvaccinated or staff, they need a negative COVID test or doctor's clearance to return. If they are vaccinated, they have to contact the doctor's office to determine what their next steps will be, but they will need written documentation saying it's okay for them to return to school, whether that's a negative test or a note from their doctor. But that is for vaccinated individuals as well, because we know that they can have and spread the virus. And then, of course, if anyone is COVID positive, they can't return until they have a doctor's note. I do want to share that, and it's important clarification, and it's a different practice from last year, is that if staff or students have a pending COVID test and it's not for symptoms, because maybe they have to go travel or they're having surgery and they need to have a test as a part of that procedure, they will be able to attend school while that test is pending. It's only if they have symptoms and they have a COVID test to determine if they have COVID, that they cannot, because of those symptoms, that they have to stay home, and then we will allow them to access the program remotely, provided they share documentation of that test pending with the school nurse or the building principal if they're a staff member. And so just again, those who are able to access a remote program, there are 4 groups: people who are directed to quarantine, people who are positive, people who are symptomatic and provide a documentation the test is pending, which I just described, and then students who are medically fragile and they've gone through a process that will be led by Ellen Doherty to determine if they qualify for remote instruction. On the agenda tonight is the tentative. We are going to move forward with having band outside to begin the year, at least at the middle schools and at Greeley. So we need to go through a process in order to purchase those tents, so that's on the agenda for your consideration tonight. And that is the end of our superintendent's update. So thank you, David. I know Adam's about to jump in here. I want to recognize Adam for planning our superintendent's conference day schedule, and I also want to recognize Tony for all the work he had to do to hire about 38 staff members to be able to be here on time. He was meeting with people as late as last night, so it's an extraordinary amount of work in 2 different aspects of the district to be able to be in the position today where we can open fully on Wednesday. So I do want to thank them both for their work over the course of this last week, because it's been extraordinary. So thank you both. Okay, and that's the end of my superintendent's update.
Thank you, and thank everyone up here for all the work that's gone into not only these 2 days of opening and professional learning, but opening our schools on Wednesday for students. It's been a tremendous amount of work this summer, and it's very much appreciated. We'll turn now to committee reports. I don't know if anybody has. Okay, then we move to public comment period. We welcome public comments in respect for each other's time. We ask that you limit your comments to 3 minutes. Board members may be contacted via email or phone. After the public comment period has been completed, board members may have a discussion among themselves regarding the comments presented. Are there any public comments? If so, please come down to the microphone. Nope. Okay. We'll move then to item 3, approvals and ratifications. We should probably take items 3.1 and 3.2 individually, just to go over what they are. So can I have a motion, please, for item 3.1, the revised 2021 to 2022 Student Code of Conduct Policy 5030?
I move item 3.1.
I will second that. Is there any questions, discussion?
No, only to say that this is something we do, that we're required to do every year. So this is not, doesn't mean that we've done a thorough re-review of the code of conduct, but we have to reapprove it every year, and we'll, of course, continue to look at it and make improvements throughout the year.
Absolutely, and the only changes were presented previously and discussed.
Right, I was going to say in our previous meeting, there's a small paragraph change that we had talked about, but have made no changes since then. So otherwise, the plan is as it was.
All in favor, item 3.1?
Aye.
Okay, and item 3.2 is the 2021-2022 District Safety Plan, and like the Code of Conduct, this is also something that we need to approve annually, so it's on this morning's agenda. I will move item 3.2. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Any questions, conversation? All in favor of 3.2?
Aye.
And can I have a motion for items 3.3 and 3.4, which are board minutes of the August 11th and August 17th board meetings? I believe there's an amendment to the August 17th minutes, so it's the August 11th minutes as presented and the August 17th minutes as amended.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
I recommend 4.1 instructional as presented. I will move item 4.1 instructional as presented.
I will second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I recommend 4.2 non-instructional as presented. I will move 4.2 as presented.
I'll second.
Questions, discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that brings us to the consent agenda. Use of the consent agenda permits the Board of Education to make more effective use of its time by adopting a single motion to cover those relatively routine matters which are included. Any member of the board who wishes to discuss individually a particular piece of business on the consent agenda may so indicate, and that item will be considered and voted on separately, thus preserving the right of all board members to be heard on any issue. So can I have a motion for the consent agenda, which is items 5.1 through 5.14?
I will move the consent agenda.
And I will second. Does anybody want to remove anything from the consent agenda, or is there any conversation or questions? Okay, then all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Under 6, we have acknowledgements of contracts per Board Policy 6085. Can I have a motion for items 6.1 through 6.1 and 6.2? I will move 6.1 and 6.2.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Under 7, we have 2 change orders approved by the superintendent. Can I have a motion for 7.1 and 7.2 acknowledging the change orders?
I will move item 7.1 and 7.2 to acknowledge the change orders.
I'll second.
Questions or questions? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, and then under 8, for financials, we are acknowledging receipt of the claims auditor's report for July 2021, the treasurer's report for June of 2021, the receipt of the treasurer's report also for July of 2021, and the extra classroom activities report for June of 2021. Can I have a motion for 8.1 through 8.4?
Okay, I will move items 8.1 through 8.4 on the financials.
I will second. Any questions or discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, notice of future meetings. Our next regularly scheduled business meeting is Tuesday, September 14th. Note that that's a Tuesday, at 7:30, and we will be here. And the meeting after that is Wednesday, September 29th, also at 7:30, also here. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 10:27 a.m.?
I will move to adjourn the meeting. 10, what did you say? 10:27?
Yep.
Yep. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We